If you're listening to this and you're currently a junior, I want to tell you that if you feel that there's a lot of questions going around, if you're hearing a lot of misinformation, you are not alone. There are even college representatives across the nation that may say to you, I don't know. What am I talking about? I'm talking about to test or not to test. Yes, we're back at this subject again. Now, for the class of 2021 and the class of 2022, they are benefactors of being able to go test optional at pretty much virtually all colleges across the nation, maybe except for the public schools in Florida and Georgetown University, some military academies, and others here and there. But that's still a lot of colleges. Like I'm talking about all Ivy Leagues, Stanford, test optional. Hey, Caltech, UC System are test free. But what about for the class of 2023, who is gearing up possibly for a PSAT, the practice SAT test, to test or not to test? Well, remember, while there may be questions and concerns and some unknowns, one thing you do need to know is that you are the owner of your college process and your college planning. Once again, you need to take ownership of this process. You are in one of the countries that people internationally come and seek, who desired to go to so many schools, whether they've been test optional for many years or they just became test optional. So you want to think of colleges and your college application like this. When you consider applying to a school, you're kind of like ringing their front door. And in the peephole, they're looking to see, hey, let's look at their courses. Let's look at the rigor, the challenge they've undertook with their courses. So what they're going to do is open that door. And when they open the door, it's your sales pitch beyond the classes, beyond the test scores. So what happened then for those kids who did go test optional last year? Well, I personally know kids who apply to Johns Hopkins with no test scores. And not only were the doors open, they're asked to come in, or Stanford or Yale or many other amazing colleges out there. And some campuses like UC's and Caltech won't look at your test scores, because when they open the door, they want to hear your sales pitch. What did you accomplish in your activities? What did you learn? What awards and honors did you receive beyond just taking an honors class for your academic achievement? Do you have household responsibilities, leadership? Do you create things for your neighborhood that's just outside of the box? Did you create a closet organizer for your mom's, all her clothes and shoes? And hey, maybe for your dad or siblings as well? These are some stories of actual amazing students who went above the test, who did not rely on a test score, who did not spend hours and hours on a test in tutoring that will not benefit them, again, would not benefit them for the rest of their life, except for discipline, maybe. But well-being is so important. It's important for you to focus on your talents. Hey, if you are always been amazing on standardized test scores, go for it. Take that practice PSAT, but submit those test scores to those schools where you see your test scores are above average. But if that is not your thing, and even if colleges have not firmly decided they're going test optional, even though they benefited from it for over 2 years, number record of applications, amazing students from across the globe, the likelihood is that schools are going to continue being test optional. And guess what, athlete? If the admissions office is test optional, that means the athletics program will follow usually what the admission says. And guess what? If the admissions also says it's test optional, merit scholarships are also test optional too. So you could spend the time focusing on improving your grades. Maybe take a concurrent enrollment class for free at your local community college that's transferable, like save you money. Apply for some scholarships, some awards, help your community, learn about subject matters at home, about things that you can talk endlessly about and learn from and benefit from, and then add to your sales pitch. Again, take ownership with this process. Take ownership of the decisions. With hours and hours and hours about studying for a test on one day, really demonstrate all who you are. Many times I'll encounter some people with a great test score and great GPA. But when I say, well, tell me about your accomplishments, silence. Don't let your life be only about just a number. Let your life be about you. And if you're not sure where to explore, go out. Tell people what you're interested. Think outside of the box. You do not have to do that alone. Collaborate with other people. And even if you fail, what a great learning experience. And if you decide, hey, I don't like this anymore, that's a great information for you as you decide your major possible careers. The key thing is to engage, to be present, so you can show the colleges that you're a great, honorable, productive citizen beyond the classroom, beyond the number. And hey, if there's a college that you love that does require the test and you went test optional, you didn't take the test, you invested the time in you, well, they're a loss. There are so many schools out there. Go to FAIR, FAIR test.org to get update information. Contact your college representatives from the college you're looking at if they have not firmed up their decision for the class of 23 or beyond, and say, hey, I'm planning going test optional. I hope you are too. Let them know. True story, had a conversation with a college representative. They had no idea all the stress that was going on. As a former test coordinator, I remember the long hours, kids waiting outside, sometimes in the rain, just to get registered and processed into the test room. I remember how kids are hungry, thirsty, the stress. You have to ask yourself what's worth it for you and what's beneficial for you, short term, midterm, long term. And feel free to talk to various people who are very familiar with the process. But remember, trust your gut, trust yourself, know yourself. And again, you are the owner of this college process. Make those colleges know they're lucky to have you. Until next time.